So there's something about this Krang that nobody's talked about yet. I'm going to show you. Today we're going to take a look at 3 different figures from JoyToy. This is the Ninja Turtle line, which is really fantastic. Some of the best stuff that I have ever experienced in... What am I trying to say? These are some of the best Ninja Turtle figures that are out there. Yes, they're 1/18 scale, but like many have said, once you have one in your hands, you go, oh, okay, I love this line, I'm buying them all. So, we are now continuing the line thanks to Calcus, which is how you say their name. So if you watch another channel and they say like, Calcus Toys, they're wrong. Anyway, we will enjoy these turtle boys and big android Krang boys in a minute. But first we have to look at their boxes. So we're gonna start off with Slash. Now looking at the Slash box is just like all the others. You get a great view of almost everything that you can see through the window. Like there's more stuff in here than what you can see is what I'm trying to say. Back of the box, you got some stuff and some things. And look, not everything they offer is the best price, but I think these turtles have historically been like right at or the best. So there may be a site out there that's similar. Looking at Tokka, you know, you can see a lot of similarities already between the Slash and the Tokka, but I think that's all right. Yeah, they both have that. So these are good ways to reuse a mold. It's smart, okay? And then you got Krang in his android body. It is very large. It's the largest in the line.
But let's not waste any more time. Open the boxes up, Shredder.
Speaking of Shredder, maybe the worst in line is Shredder, but he's still awesome. This is a lot of stuff. It's almost too much stuff. They really put the value in for this guy. So if you like the accessories, I think you're gonna have a lot of fun mix and matching because they seem pretty large. I don't think that's like out of scale with him. Maybe. Let's just start by looking at everything. What a concept that is. Starting off with, I think, probably the best accessory in this box. He's got this mug that he is sloshing around, and now I'm wondering if Tokka comes with something like this and you can clang them together and have a great pose of them just in action, smashing, having a pint. This is a root beer float, probably. Up next, you got this good old-fashioned musket thing with a knife on the bottom of it, because he's long range and close range, I guess. But it's beautiful. It's really well done. And I'm gonna say that through this entire review, that the paint and sculpt is perfection, which is always the case. They do this every time. You get 2 of these. And this looks great, and again, it's pretty big. I think you could probably give it to some other characters. You also get 2 of these daggers, looking real nice. I love the metallic paint, by the way. And they're really good, like with this, I don't know, axe thing. They're really good about separating the metallics from the other types of materials, like the wood and the wraps, which also, God, it looks so good. Putting a wash on a figure just goes a really long way, Super 7. You got this thing, which I don't know what these are called, but it reminds me of the weapon from Enter the Dragon against Bruce Lee. So I think Tokka's the villain, if you weren't sure already. Left and right of this, which is some sort of just like stance hand, or could be used as a specific grip depending on these accessories, because there's a wide variety of accessories. I can't use words. Then you get a left of this one, which almost looks like a pointing hand. I think this is like his trigger for the little musket thing. Plunder bust or something. And then you get this, which is just this traditional gripping hand for the right hand. You get a punching set. On by default is a gripping hand for the left side and a trigger finger for the right side. So you do get copies of everything. There's no just one for the left or whatever. This is a solid set. Up next, you get this hoagie with a lobster. So I don't know, is this, oh, it goes on top of something. What is it going to lock into? A sword? Like that? I guess so, because I just did it. Or a dagger. Maybe the dagger fits even better. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's such a great, fun prop. Then you get his binky from when he's a little baby, which is crazy they included that. I love it. this entire line, anything they make, they're just pulling from so many versions of those characters. And you get him, I mean, definitely him as a little baby, looking adorable. Up next is his little wall that he's going to use with Tokka, and I think this is going to be really fun to put these two guys together, smashing their drinks together if he has one, and having these pieces of wall, basically. Stellar pieces. Then you get the sewer manhole cover stand that we've seen plenty of times, and then this quadrant piece that we have also seen plenty of times. Now, looking at the main guy, holy smokes. Now, he does kind of suffer from what the other turtles have, where you get one bandana and it's locked in and that's it. Now, I didn't pull this to look at it, but let's talk about this other head, because I was thinking about bandana, you can't swap them, which is, I guess, okay, because this is like a metal thing, whatever. This is stunning. Oh, God, I love this face a lot. All right, back to this one. So basically the same face, but the different bandana. This is a master class in how to sculpt and paint figures. Now I say that and there's a little bit of slop around that piece, but whatever. Everything is so nice. And he doesn't suffer from, well, I guess he does. The thing where people don't like with the turtles, where there's like stuff bolted to their shells, but he's got it too. The spikes are maybe a little undersized for some people based on, you know, knowing this character, but I think this thing is absolutely a work of art. It is absolutely a work of art. I just said that. I don't know how to use words differently. I can use a word once. This is something I think every Ninja Turtle fan really needs to dip their toes into. If you're not big into the JoyToy stuff because they're 1/18 scale, I'm telling you, I can't stress it enough. Once you have one of these things, you're gonna want all of them because they are fantastic. They're great little desk buddies. These are really good, and they really don't lack the articulation. For the size, one, you would think they would have that issue, but two, because they're turtles. But that's never been a problem. Like, they all articulate really, really well, all things considered, and sometimes even exceeding expectations. These, I love them. All right, on to the next. Another solid option of accessories. Now, he does lack some stuff, like he doesn't have the alternate head. He doesn't have some of the accessories, but he's making up for it in other things. So let's take a look at these accessories. That's how it works, isn't it? So yes, you can clash these things together and have an absolutely beautiful set of friends. And then, of course, the same, I'm just gonna say a blunderbuss is probably not it. And I don't even know if that's a real word or just something from League of Legends. Then you get two of these short swords with the curls, like a scepter kind of thing, if that's the right word. You get two of these, which are a similar thing to what Slash had, but obviously these are more stabby stab versus slashy slash. Slash. And then you get two of these curled daggers, which are also very nice. The highlight for this guy is this incredible anchor. Downside is just a short chain. I kind of wish he had like a long chain and then he could throw this thing, but regardless, I love this. This is such a fun accessory, and it's huge. Alternate hands in the box. We're seeing a lot of the same stuff here. So we got a couple of grippy hands, slightly different based on the number of fingers he has. He also comes with a left trigger finger and a right hand for gripping. So they didn't reuse these sculpts, obviously, since he's got more fingers. And then you got two punchy fisties. On by default, he's got a left hand for gripping and a right hand for the trigger. So again, everything's got a duplicate. Up next, you got this tasty, beefy thing. I say beefy, it's like turkey or something. I'm an idiot. But this is a fun accessory. Again, I think something worked really well with 1/12 scale stuff. Then you got his baby version, which is also sculpted a bit differently with the bumps in the shell. This is really fun. Evil Eye Boy. Now, his basic stand is actually different. This has that logo, which makes you think the other one is wrong, because usually the other one comes with the heroes. He also comes with this, which we saw from the back of the box. So yes, they are drinking together and smashing these spike walls into turtles. Then you got that quadrant piece for the base. The boy himself is, God, he's so fun. Oh my God. Articulated jaw, folks. This, look at how far it goes. Definitely is too far. You don't want to do that. Someone needs to brush this guy's teeth, okay? Mama Shredder needs to come by and brush his teeth, because they nasty. He's got these spikies on his back, which you can't get this on there. But he's got everything for everything otherwise, whatever that means. I mean, you could just kind of do this however you want, I guess. There's probably a specific way these things are supposed to go, but they're toys, so there is no right and wrong. You just do what makes you feel good. Now this paint and sculpt, again, absolutely awesome. He's got, there's like all these micro differences between them. He's got ropes on his arms rather than the chains. The colors, obviously, the spikes and things, his shell is very different. This is such a fun figure, man. And definitely one of the most articulated versions of this guy you're probably ever gonna get. I would say that's most likely the truth, isn't it? These are super, super fun, and I'm glad these guys are best friends in this universe. Evil turtle guys should be best friends. On to the next. Well, this little Krang has so many accessories, it's like the value is absolutely there, and it makes me wonder, did I just not pay attention to the promo images? Did any of us know that all of this stuff came with it? Because not only do you get everything you're seeing before your eyes here, but you also get an entire 4-section base. So not just one quadrant, and maybe because he's so large, they were like, well, let's just do whatever. But the value, this is this is nuts. So yes, he's got his own thing. This is a great set already. Now, let's look at all of the accessories in this box. So up first, you got a couple of punching hands. Again, 1/18 scale sculpt and paint's fantastic. As big as he is, he's kind of fallen into 112 on his own, but obviously scaled with the turtles. Now, this functions. Yes, it does spin, which is a pretty wild choice. Like, you definitely don't need it to, because how are you going to do that if you're not just doing it with your hands? Maybe once we plug it in, it gets powered up through magic and imagination. Then you got this drill, which doesn't spin. See, now you made that other thing spin. You didn't make this spin. You're all over the place, okay? Now I'm pretty mad. This is a fun additional tool. Then you get this laser blaster, which also doesn't rotate, but it does come apart. Nothing goes in there except for this. It just happens to be how they produced it, I guess. But anyway, really fun. Then you get this axe, which is very well, it's like very ornate. There's a little bit of like a bluish tint paint on that piece. So kind of interesting that it changed themes a little bit, less mechanical. And then you got this chain, which I think this is actually smart, but you can't bend it. It was like, you can't, yeah, I don't know. You can't pose this, per se, because of the way this is set up, but it's gonna hang and look cool. The base he comes with, again, this just is like why I'm thinking Slash got the wrong one in the box. Then you got the walker, the little tiny android-type walker thing for Krang, which has got its own little laser blasters. This is a fun take on something that most of us have seen before, you know, in some iteration. And these little leggies, they only go so far, but there is some pretty good range, all things considered. Ooh, even the ankle. Oh my goodness, I just realized. Oh! Okay, well that came off. I mean, it's not designed not to. So now he can float around like a little Grogu. Anyway, I just realized that the blaster rotates, so this is a really fun one for people that like to set up dynamic displays or for photos. Honestly, the android body is kind of the highlight, so let's look at Krang himself. This is the character, this is Krang, so everything else is an accessory. These little tentacle thingies do move, which is a perfect little thing to give us some articulating. God, look at its face. Look at it. Oh my God, it makes me so happy to see this. His eyes seem kind of up and to the left a little bit, but I like that. A little more character in this body, especially if he's in this thing, because then he's always kind of looking up at some.
Just bring me my body. Once I have my body, those turtles will be defeated.
Lost it. Now on to the android body. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is absolutely, if you were going to take the animated 1987 cartoon and make it a real thing, add all of that airbrushing and realism, this is it, folks. Good Lord. And just look at this stunning piece of art. This is really nice. It's got all the bits and pieces you would expect, but I think he's gonna be also like the most articulated android body we've ever had for Krang. And I don't know about loyal subjects because their stuff's so like waxy. How does he go in? Does he just slide in? No, we're gonna have to take his body apart somewhere, I'm guessing. Oh, okay, even better than what NECA did. Not to slight NECA for that, but this is a much smoother process to get him in. He doesn't have any joysticks in there, but it's fine. Let's talk about this articulation. I think this is going to be one of the more unique items, so I definitely want to highlight this. So we got these shoulder pads, which are kind of floating a little bit. The head, it's still pretty limited just based on the design. Arms go way up, rotate just fine, about 90 degrees, or exactly 90 degrees, or 91 degrees. It rotates there too, which is pretty sweet. Obviously the wrist as well is going to rotate. It should be some sort of ball peg. Yes, so you're going to get basically any direction with that hand that you want, just the limitations of hitting that cuff. He rotates there, which is a great piece, but it's also some sort of like ball hinge or something. So like there's actual like an additional range happening that I'm very happy to see. The legs go out to fantastic splits. He kicks okay, but that's fine. He's not really a kicker. Whoa, metal joints? Holy smokes. This is a feature that I don't think anybody has said anything about yet, is the fact that he's got metal joints in his legs. That is a very nice move. Does rotate there at that thigh cut. Double jointed knees. And then the ankles are just on standard things, but that's fine. This is not a guy you need like super dynamic poses. It's way more than you would expect. That's absolutely for sure. Absolutely for sure. All right, so you got to remove all the parts off the arm, then put this cuff back on, and then find whatever tool you want to have in there, and boom, he's ready to chop up the turtles and make some turtle soup. This is definitely a highlight. There's definitely a lot of paint coming off, but that's gonna happen when you have figures that are highly painted like this. Yeah, this makes me super happy to see this line. I think anybody that is questioning whether to get these things, it's a no-brainer. And each line item that gets released, I think, has been even better than the last. This is definitely the best wave altogether, like the complete wave. I really love the Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop probably more than anybody, but this whole wave is so nice to see. Very fun, and the size, I don't know, there's something about the size that also makes them feel more like toys, but these are obviously way more than just toys. These are highlighted? These are heightened versions of something that you played with as a kid. And of course, we got our lovely size comparison. Up first is Raphael from the line. Then you got Bebop, April O'Neil, Rocksteady, the Shredder, NECA's Toon line, and NECA's movie line. I love everything about this, so please consider it. Now, if you want to buy from Calcus, it is an affiliate link down in the description. You can use the promo code as well, Nostalgia-Calcus. Calcus, not Calkies. Get yours today. They get the turtles back in stock all the time, so don't worry if you missed out on them. Don't overpay. And if you enjoyed this and you want to see some more from the JoyToy line, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.